Peak Wealth Management proudly presents the Trust the Plan podcast with Nick Hopwood and Jim Pilat, where we believe by providing education and guidance, we can help you retire with peak confidence. Now, here are your certified financial planners, Nick and Jim.
Welcome everyone to the Trust the Plan podcast. I'm Nick.
And I'm Jim.
And Jim, I do believe this is the feel-good edition.
That's always good to hear.
Yes. So, hey, this is not a football podcast, but football is back. So we're going to talk about football for like 60 seconds. Don't get mad, okay? You can just skip ahead if you want. What do you think about Michigan's offense?
You know, there was some positives. I think Underwood showed there's a lot of potential there. He's obviously got a huge arm. Made some accurate throws too, though, so I think there's reasons to be optimistic. Yeah, I think it'll take him a little while to work out some bugs, but overall, not too bad.
Yeah, I think he did pretty well. I liked how they did the hurry up tempo. I mean, I did not expect that at all, and I loved it. I also think, as we reflect on how terrible the offense was last year, I think that part of that was due to the coaching, the offensive coordinator. Mm-hmm. I think that they were just incredibly there was no creativity. Yeah. And now, with our new OC from North Carolina, they're stretching the field. They're passing to Samaj Morgan, who was like so quiet last year. He didn't do anything. Mm-hmm. I'm surprised he didn't transfer.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. They were able to utilize some of those weapons. But the other thing, too, is, I mean, there was a couple times where Underwood had to be clutch, right? And like he ran that 2-minute offense to get a score before halftime. Things like that were maybe uncharacteristic of a freshman, but they were really important to see.
He showed poise.
Yeah.
He looks like he's older than 18,
For sure.
Okay, so any other thoughts? We got any other Michigan defense, thoughts around the Big Ten?
Yeah, I wish, New Mexico, they weren't horrible, but I wish the defense showed up a little more. Well,
just remember on 2 of the touchdowns, one was a weird trick play, and another one they should have never scored anyway because there was the strip sack, scoop and score. Yeah, that was that drive. Yeah. But maybe he was down. But then later on a third down, the guy was definitely
there was no question it was out of bounds.
It was not a catch.
That's true.
And they did not review, so it should have been a punt.
Very good point.
Okay, so my other thought with Ohio State was that I really wanted Texas to win, right? Because I don't like Ohio State, but both teams looked like either they have great defenses or their offenses are just not ready for prime time yet.
Both were breaking in new quarterbacks, and
But I was just so surprised how Manning didn't do anything.
Yeah,
he was like, this is number 1 team in the country and the number 1 Heisman candidate. Nothing.
Yeah, I was away. I wasn't able to watch the games. I was watching my daughter play, but I remember pulling up the app and looking, and it was like into the third quarter, and he only had like 23 passing yards or something.
Yeah,
crazy.
26 yards at halftime.
I
watched the whole thing. So.
Yeah.
All right, that's enough football. Don't at me. Okay, so today's podcast edition is on scam calls or phishing emails. Now, before you think to yourself, hey, I already know about this, I'm untouchable, I'm going to share with you a personal story just in the past couple of weeks where I got hacked and I took a call and I went down the rabbit hole. So you can learn from my experience, okay? And I consider myself like level 10 aware of this stuff.
Yeah.
So it's like a public service announcement that it can happen to anyone. Mm-hmm. Okay, so first off, what we're seeing as it relates to your portfolios and Schwab accounts. These scammers are calling clients and pretending to be Schwab. Okay, so if this ever happens to you, just hang up and call us, and we can get to the bottom of it. Schwab will not call you. Okay, they just will not call you. So it's not going to be something that you want to engage with. Period. So just hang up, even if they sound legit. Just hang up and call us. The same thing with regard to emails. You will receive emails from Schwab, and you will receive texts when you're trying to log in. But if there's something other than, like, here's your transaction, here's your statement, here's your code to log in, anything out of the ordinary, do not engage and just call us and forward it to us and say, hey, is this legit? We can figure it out for you.
Yeah, if anything, needing to confirm a bank account or an account number or something like that is obviously steer way clear of that.
If they're trying to get any information at all from you, don't take that call, forward the email to me, delete it, whatever. Don't engage. Because here's what's happening, okay? So this is with regard to my bank. Somehow my bank account was hacked, and I still can't figure out how, because I did recently just change my password. Okay, so the bank account got hacked, and they could log in as if they were me and see everything. Okay, then they call me, and I almost never take a call on my phone from a number that looks suspicious. Okay, but what happens is it comes up as the bank. Okay, like the caller ID comes up as the bank. And so you're more likely to answer it if it's someone that you have a relationship with. So I actually took the call, and the guy sounded Native American, not like a native English speaker, right? Like an American would sound on the phone. And they told me that my account was hacked. And I was like, oh, whoa, okay. I'm getting a call from the bank telling me that my account was hacked. And there seemed to be a script behind it, right? Because I was paying very close attention because my radar went up, okay? And I talked to the guy for a couple minutes, and then I asked him, hey, how do I know you're calling from the bank? And he said, Google the phone number that I called you on. And sure enough, came up as the bank. But they had masked the call, right? And I should have realized this because, like I said, I'm consider myself a level 10 aware of these things. But when you're in the heat of the moment with the emotions on the line, sometimes you miss a beat, right? And so I missed one here. And so I'll tell you the rest of the story. But if a call like this happens, hang up and actually call the bank, okay? And say, hey, I'm calling about the hack. And they're going to be like, what hack?
Yeah.
Because the call was the hack, okay? The call was the hack. So I'm on this phone call for like 20, 30 minutes, okay? Wow. He's telling me the story. Someone's in Detroit with your debit card, and they're attempting to use it at these locations, and we want to verify that's not you. I'm like, no, that's not me. I don't even have a debit card, by the way, right? Radar goes up, okay? I think, I don't have a debit card. How could they get my debit card? And he goes, well, they attached it to their Apple Wallet and Apple Pay, and they're using it digitally through that. So I bought that, right? Thought, okay. And then he said, they're trying to use it through FanDuel, and they're trying to use it through these different places. And I start getting texts that says, your account, do you approve this transaction, right? And I'm thinking, I need to say no, right? Okay. And he is saying, say yes. And that's when I was like, this is not right. Like, I got to go, right? So then, because I had a meeting, I was literally walking into a meeting, okay? So then during the meeting, I get another call from the bank, okay? And so I take the call, I step out of the meeting, and this time it is the bank, and they're like, your account has been hacked, and they're trying to do these transactions. And I'm like, oh, yeah, well, I just talked to Bill. They're like, Bill is the hack. And I'm like, no. I was so disappointed in myself. So disappointed. But look, all the transactions they tried to do, it didn't work, okay? So it worked out okay. But when this happens, then you have to go into the bank and get all new account numbers, reestablish all the ACH connections, all the bill pay has to be reestablished. You have to get a new debit card, right? Like everything new. It stinks.
So what did the second call from the bank say that made you think that they were legit as opposed to the first guy who did a pretty good job of sounding legit?
He didn't ask me for anything. He said, look, you have to come. This is on a Friday. He said, you have to come in on a Monday. Okay. And so I had that thought. Okay. Thought, wait, am I getting double hacked? Right. But because I had couple deep breaths, an hour later, and I called the bank and I said, was that second call legit? And she said yes.
Okay.
She's like, I know that guy. I can see him right now. You know?
Yeah.
So the second call was legit. But let me tell you a couple other things about the prank, okay? Was they go on this elaborate story. And he's like, this hacker is trying to take a loan out in your name. They have an appointment at the bank at 10 a.m. on Monday. And I'm like, I'm coming. I'm
going to hide in the bushes.
I'm like, yeah, I'm coming down there at 10 a.m. on Monday. He's like, well, we can't tell you which location they're coming into, but the appointment's set. And I'm like, so what do we do? Call the police? Right? Like, it was just so weird.
Yeah.
But I was like, yeah, we're going to get him. Right? So look, they pry on your emotions. Okay. They make you feel threatened. They make you feel like you have to act right now and that they are the ones that are going to help you. And it's all fake. So look, I'm embarrassed that it happened, but ultimately, I wasn't dumb enough to go down the rabbit hole all the way, but I was on the line for like 20, 30 minutes. Okay. Yeah. And it was close. It could have been bad, right? Could have been bad.
Yeah, for sure. That's a pretty sophisticated scam they were running. So
it was.
I mean, the detail and everything was enlightening.
Yep. So if anyone says these things to you, just hang up and call the bank and see if your account has been hacked, see if this is a legitimate call. And like you said, it is far more detailed, far more intricate. This is not the old go to Walgreens and get the gift cards. Okay. They are getting into your account, and when you're on the phone with them, you're giving them information they need to establish links to other vendors, and they're going to steal you. They're going to steal as much as they can in that moment. Okay. And so just a public service announcement. If you are getting hacked like this, don't give them any of your Schwab information. Don't give them your bank information. Just hang up and call us or call your bank.
Peak Wealth Management thanks you for watching and listening to the Trust the Plan podcast, featuring certified financial planners Nick Hopwood and Jim Pilat. If you enjoyed our program, please subscribe and share. If you'd like to learn more about our services, please visit peakwm.com. peakwm.com today. See you next week.